Okay guys, it is time to undo my biggest bookish mistake. Okay, so back in the spring I had what I thought was a brilliant idea to wrap up a bunch of books for my physical TBR just to help me read different things than maybe what I was in the mood for, help me pick up books that I've been avoiding, and guess what guys? It's been a complete failure. I wrapped up a bunch of books in newspaper because I was too cheap to actually use wrapping paper, so I was being thrifty and that's what I did. And then I completely forgot about the books because apparently if I can't see the spine, I'm not interested in picking it up. So today we are going to come here and unwrap all the books. And I thought I would make a stack. I don't have a particular number. A stack of the ones I'm most excited to read, and then I'm gonna use a few of those in my 2024 fiction TBR, which should be one of the next few videos. I'm totally throwing my calendar out of the window here because I'm adding in a video that wasn't supposed to be here. So to try to keep my videos short during Vlogmas, since there's so many of them, we're going to do this fairly quickly. I'm not really going to give much of a synopsis of the books. I don't remember most of them. Yeah, so there used to be 50 books-ish, but I have unwrapped a bunch of them. So we're going to go in no particular order. This one here is number 8. We'll see what it is, and then I'll tell you if it's one I want to read soon, one I'm not interested in at all, or something I feel mediocre about. Oh, okay, we are starting off with a fantasy, Queen of Hearts. This is some kind of Alice in Wonderland retelling, and I'm very interested in this. This is like top tier out of 3. So this one will be, what can you guys see here on my bookshelf? Let's make a pile of the top ones right here. Off to a good start. This one is number 9. Shadow and Bone. I forgot that I owned this book. Yeah, okay. This is another fantasy book, one I don't know anything about. I seriously totally forgot that I owned this one. And I can't remember if, I think you're supposed to read this before 6 of Crows. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very interested in this book. Partly because I'm very much in a fantasy mood, but we'll see. Now we're on to number 27, also a paperback. This one is Nobody. It is, I think, supposed to be a Christian fiction suspense book. As of right now, I'll say like mediocre on this one. So I'll put it on a separate pile. Not really in the mood for that right now. Then we've got, oh yeah, 26B. Somehow, when writing this list, actually it's kind of funny. Which one did I just do? So when I was writing this, doing the wrapping, my daughter was writing the titles in a spreadsheet. And somehow we miscommunicated, and we have 226. So I did 26 and then 26B. And number 27, which is the one I just unwrapped, but I remember on the spreadsheet it had a bunch of question marks, but Nobody was also on that list. So there's a book in here somewhere that I don't even remember what it is. It's not even on the spreadsheet. To Dwell Among the Cedars by Connelline Cossette. This would be a biblical fiction book. Currently not at all interested in this, but it doesn't mean I won't be eventually. But I'm going to put this 3rd tier. I have to be in a certain mood for biblical fiction, I find. This one is number 26, No B. Oh, this is Caroline. This is A Little House Revisited. And this one is really cool because I picked it up used, and the people before me that read it all like wrote down a little note after reading it. I love that. I'm definitely going to write my thoughts in there after. That makes it more interesting. I'm going to put this in the mediocre pile right now. Number 22. Oh, totally forgot about this one. This is Something Good. This is, I think, a contemporary Christian fiction book. I'm actually very interested in this because I think it's very different than what I normally read. So I'm going to put it on there. 21. Okay, this is The Lines Between Us by Amy Lynn Green, and I have gone on both sides with her books. One I really enjoyed and one I really didn't. So I'm going to put this one down as mediocre interest. Plus it's historical fiction, which I'm not really in the mood for right now. 2022 was my year of historical fiction. Oh, what number is this? 20. Oh, A Time to Stand by Robert Whitlow. I actually also don't really know much about this. It's Christian fiction, and it has to do with an attorney, which is not a buzzword for me. So I'll put this on mediocre. We've got 18. This one's a hardcover. Oh, this one I've had for a long time. This is Mapping the Bones by Jane Yolen. This is 1942 in Poland. I feel like I should read this one soon, so I'm going to put this on my mediocre pile because I've owned it for a very long time. This one is very little, whatever it is. Oh yeah, this is Hidden by Helen Frost, and I think this one's written in verse. That's embarrassing, I haven't read this one. I'll put it on like very interested because it would be a fast read and I could check that box. Another hardcover. This is number 13. This is like almost like Christmas here because I forget most of these. Ooh. This one is Shadows of Swanford Abbey by Julie Clausen. Part of the reason I picked this up is because we have the same last name, but it also says Agatha Christie meets Jane Austen in this atmospheric Regency tale. So, I mean, I do like Agatha Christie. So I'll put this on here. It's a little bit less interesting than some, but then we've got a little one. I don't know what number this was. 44. Oh, The Joy Luck Club. I almost have zero interest in this book. I got it at the thrift store because I came across it when Tiffany was reading it, and she really liked the book. I don't think I would. All right, from what I remember, she did. Number 43. Okay, The Kitchen House. This one has to go in my mediocre pile because I'm not really interested in it. But at the same time, it was written by someone that was born and raised in Saskatchewan, and that doesn't happen very often, and one of the ladies from my church actually went to school with her, so I definitely need to read it and not get rid of it. Number 42. Under the Bayou Moon. I don't know anything about this book or this author. I picked it up when I was going through a Christian fiction buying spree, and this one is set in 1949, so we'll put it down as mediocre. I do like the cover, and covers count for a lot. Now we're on to number 40. Oh, I forgot I had this book. Monster by Frank Peretti. This one I actually did read like right when it came out, probably 2005. Yeah, right after I was done high school. But I don't remember it, so I would be tempted to read it again. I reread The Oath a few years ago and really enjoyed it, and I really like some of his books. This one is number 39. Oh, I forgot about this one too. This one is Spellbound. I think this is a YA fantasy story. What's a girl to do when meeting the one means she's cursed to die a horrible death? That sounds intriguing. Number 38. Oh, this is a Stephen Lawhead book, The Paradise War. This is the first book in the Psalm of Albion series. From the dreaming spires of Oxford, Lewis Giles drives north to seek a mythical creature in a misty glen in Scotland. I mean, you've got Scotland, you've got Oxford. I'm in, totally. Number 36, hardcover but thin. Oh yeah, Shatona gifted me this one a while ago. It's The Life and Times of Miss Jane Marple. A delightful and affectionate profile of Agatha Christie's famous amateur sleuth. And I definitely want to read this one. Number 34. Another one I forgot I owned. Dear Mrs. Bird. I've heard really good things about this. Unfortunately, not in a historical fiction mood. Yeah, it's set during World War II, so I'll put that on mediocre. This one must be a free verse novel, 14. YA free verse novels are often this size. Oh yeah, this is Crank by Ellen Hopkins, and I think I'm going to get rid of it because I tried to read another book in this series and it was way too YA-ish for me. And we've got a fat book, number 7. Oh, this is Once. This is 3 fairy tale retellings and I've heard really good things. So we've got Before Midnight, which I don't know which one that is. We've got, well, it must be Cinderella. Makes sense. Golden, which is Rapunzel, and then Wild Orchid, which is Mulan. Yeah, definitely want to read those. I heard about that from one of my subscribers, and she's got good taste. This one's number 6. Once again, forgot I owned this one. This is Ready Player One. I started this years and years ago. Found it at the thrift store for $6. Definitely need to read that. Number 4. Oh yeah. This is Amanda Dykes' book that came out earlier this year, and I definitely shouldn't have wrapped this. I should have just read it right away. Need to read it. Her books are, I love her writing. It's very poetic. Okay, number 33, hardcover, huge book, possibly fantasy then. Defy the Night. I can't remember if this is fantasy or science fiction, but it's YA, I think. So, and I think I just own the first book in the series. I don't really know anything about it, so I'll put it down as mediocre just because I don't actually know any details about it. Okay, 3 more left. Number 50. The Midnight School. Forgot I owned this one as well. This is Christian historical fiction, 1911. That's a more interesting time period for me. I think it sits somewhere between like interested and mediocre, so I'll put it on mediocre for now. Number 49. Nine by Rochelle Decker. Not really interested. I've read some books that she's, The Girl Behind the Red Rope, she co-authored with her dad, Ted Decker. I feel like I gotta give it a try, so I'll put it on mediocre and see if I've given up on Ted Decker. I don't like his writing, but maybe I'll like hers by herself. And the last one is number 47. Oh yeah, The Headmistress of Rosemere. I got this one used and it's book 2, so that's unfortunate. I'll put it down as mediocre. So I have 3 books that I'm completely not interested in, at least at this moment. I have a decent stack of mediocre books, or at least mediocre in the moment. I'm such a mood reader that can definitely change. And then all of these books, which you can't see all of them, are my like, definitely would like, books are falling. Definitely would like to get to them sooner rather than later. So very soon, now I don't know where my calendar is going, but very soon I will have my 2024 fiction books that I like want to prioritize, and I'm sure at least some of these will make it onto there. Thank you for joining me as I undid one of my biggest mistakes of this last year. It feels good to have those unwrapped, and let me know if there is a book that I unwrapped that you think I should read really soon. Your guys' opinions actually help. I pick up books sooner or not, depending on your opinions. So let me know. And I will be back soon with another video, possibly tomorrow or 2 days from now, depending what day this one goes live. I have no idea anymore. I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas.